Welcome back to our channel, guys. Today we're just going to be discussing a few reasons on why we think it's very important to try these combat sports and actually practice them. So for the most part, I know many of you guys do different combat sports, so we're going to pretty much not cover every little combat sports, but cover some of the benefits, and not only the personal or the not only the physical benefits, but also the mental benefits of doing combat sports, whether it be jiu-jitsu, boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing. So all these combat sports, some benefits and why we feel they are important to practice or at least try.
It's pretty obvious, and it's the health benefits that you gain from doing these sports, because obviously you're doing physical activity. And first of all, it's okay, so if you start at a young age, one of the great benefits is you're challenging childhood obesity, which America suffers from greatly. We're one of the top countries in the world that has the most obese kids or obese people in general. So sports, especially like all the sports he named, Muay Thai, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, and boxing. Like the sports he named, like kickboxing, Muay Thai, boxing, MMA, all those great sports, jiu-jitsu and wrestling, you're gaining muscle endurance and cardiovascular endurance, which in the long run will, especially if you start at a very young age, can prevent childhood obesity. And if you start later in age, which I mean most of the sports don't have a really age limit, you can start at any age really, and you can lose weight or keep the weight down or prevent you from getting fat or whatever you suffer from.
Okay, so for the most part too, like you said, that's very important, the physical aspect of it, and also the mental aspect of it. So for the most part, a lot of these sports are like chess matches. You guys have to make a move, and then your opposition makes a move, and you guys are just trying to counteract each other's moves, right? And that's very important because it helps you grow mentally. Mentally, you're always thinking about, oh, what does your opposition do? Or if your opposition does this, I'm gonna do this. Or if you guys already have that reflex already in tune into your body, so if you're gonna set this punch, which punch do I come up with? Or just like locks, so certain how do you set up an arm bar, how do you set up a triangle choke, stuff like that, simple stuff like that. And it helps you grow mentally as well. You get smarter, you get sharper, your reflexes build up. It's a mental thing as well. Not only is it physical, but there's also some mental, there's a mental aspect, there's a mental part to these sports as well.
Yeah, and like to go off what he said, there are endorphins that are released in your brain there are endorphins released in your brain when you do certain activities, certain sports. Alright, so there are endorphins released in your brain when you complete certain tasks in sports. I think you also get the satisfaction of achievement, which helps you at a very young age, and also helps different aspects of life, like in school. Young kids who are physically active usually achieve more in school than other kids who don't, because of, like I said, the endorphins, and you get you get the satisfaction of achievement. So usually we see kids who are student athletes have achieved more, and that's why I believe that at least in the American system, we have PE that's mandatory all the way up to 11th grade, 10th grade. So you're a teenager, so it's mandatory all throughout since you're a kid to a teenager, because the benefits that it helps not only physically but mentally.
Yeah, and other than that, just the connection that you get with people inside the gym, not only with your coaches, but also the people that you meet in your journey. Sometimes your rivals become your friends, and the dudes that you sparred with in the amateurs, you guys see them in the pros, or it's a very cool adventure, especially if like you compete in other states and in other parts of your state as well, in other cities, is what I'm trying to say. So for the most part, it's really cool to see the connections and the growth with people. And what's important too is that most of the time these people share the same passion as you. They wouldn't be in a boxing gym if they didn't like it, for the most part, right? For the most part, nobody goes to the gym for a long time, grows as a boxer just because they don't like it, right? You have to have some type of love for it. Same thing with you. If you really like the sport, you guys will be there with people that you've seen probably ever since your childhood, and you guys will probably grow up together, along with your coaches as well. Your coaches also become a very big part of your family or around your circle. So that's very important for me. Like I like those gyms too that are very like close, like they're like very family oriented, so that's very important for me, and that's something really cool to have. Those are relationships that really could last a lifetime.
The last thing I want to add is the most important, and I believe the most important mental growth is your confidence. So usually when you're training fighting sports, you're training to beat somebody up, or you're training to a simulated death, as many people would a simulated death, as some people might compare it to. And usually fighting sports, you're training with other people and you're learning to fight. And in a street fight, a lot of people go around very timid, very shy, or scared because they're afraid of what other people can do to them, like bullies. And I believe the confidence you gain from boxing or Muay Thai or whatever martial art you're doing will prevent, I think it's proven throughout the years, that it will prevent bullying for the obvious reasons, because you're learning how to fight, and most people who don't train don't know how to fight. And so you're preventing bullying, you're also preventing shyness, and you create long friends. You create long bonds with friends. So overall, it's a universal thing that we should all accept into our cultures and be physically active in martial arts, because it's not just like working out or running. You're learning an art, and it translates to your schooling and your physical health, and just overall, it's a great thing to have.
Yeah, I think just to add on to that, that's the most important thing that any kid can have: confidence. I actually like when people come up to me or come and ask for a training session, and they're here for a good while, and you guys see them at first all kind of timid, or when they're hitting the pads you kind of see them kind of struggling, or kind of like trying to get a feel for it, right? And then once they get the feel for it, they get it into like a certain motion where it becomes kind of normal to them, and then they become a little bit more happy, a little bit more loose, a little bit more excited about the sport, about what we're gonna learn next. I think that's probably like the most important thing, because then when they leave, they feel some type of confidence, they feel some type of way, they feel like they achieved something, and they go out into the world and they don't have to walk down the street feeling so insecure, or they understand that maybe if it comes down to it and I have to kind of solve things physically, I could actually do it without having so much of a doubt in themselves. So I think that's probably like one of the most important things, to give people the confidence and the ability to go out there and try to conquer anything they possibly can. And I think that's probably like why I actually love doing this as well, because I like translating confidence into, I like helping people build up their confidence, especially like those people that come in and they're shy, they're timid. And I like the fact that when they leave, they're a little bit more happier, a little bit more loose, and they just feel like they could take on the world. And I think that's probably like one of the most satisfaction that you possibly could get, especially from kids that never had no type of confidence at all. So yeah.
Yeah, so that's gonna be it for this video. That's why we think combat sports are good for our culture and for people in general. And yeah, let them know what you guys think. Let them know what sports you guys do, and everything else you need to know is gonna be linked in the description below. Check out our shop, check out our merch, check out our other YouTube channels, and check out our Instagrams. And yeah, thank you.
Same position, still broke. Now I had little bros, we were hungry, but we had nothing. Just a couple of cents. Went to the corner store and got some bread. Split it between us three. Mom's got home, I will leave, hit the streets. Downtown Los Angeles is where I be.